Hello, it's Karen here, and I'm going to talk about dealing with change. I think a lot of us are going to find in the current situation that something might have happened, a decision has been made, and it's time for us to look at whether a change needs to be made in our lives. Could be to do with our careers, to do with redundancy, being furloughed. It could be that now the time has come where we think it is time to make some sort of change. And I'm just going to go through the steps that I would go through if it's me, just to let you know how I would approach it, because it could be a useful guide if you're watching this. So the first thing is you might find that you have got no idea what it is you want to change. You just know a change is necessary now. Or alternative to that, it could be that you've got a multitude of options and you don't know which one of those to zone in on and focus on. And the first step is that there are tools that you can actually sit down and use that might help you to just kind of filter it down to what the key thing is that's jumping out that you think you should be focusing on next. And this could involve listing your top 3 values in your life, from things like health, family, spending time with friends, your leisure time, anything like that. Filter it down to 3 and think which of those areas is the one that I really need to be looking at next. Or there's a tool called the Wheel of Life, where of all the different values you might have, you choose 8 and you put them on a circle, which is segmented into 8 pieces, and then in each segment you give it a score of 1 to 10 of how satisfied you are in that area of your life at the current time, and that can help guide you to which bit it is that really needs some more attention next, that you could be guiding the next time of your career and focus, for instance, where you should be looking and spending the most effort and focus. And once you've done that, it may be that you've actually settled on the area that you think you want to work on next, or you might have actually come up with the idea itself. And what I would recommend when you get to that stage is that you actually spend some time to just stop, think, reflect, maybe spend 24 hours without looking at it at all, and see whether that has stuck and whether it's still in your mind and you think, yeah, I have found it, this is where I need to be focusing on next. Because it could be that, yeah, you become even more certain and that's great, then it's time to proceed. Or it could be that you think, well, actually, no, there's too many counter things to that, too many cons, too many obstacles that might be in the way. It could be that for some reason it's not as realistic as you thought, in which case go back to the beginning and have another look, because it could be that what you settled in the first time, that actually it's another area that's key for you to look at. And if that's the case, then just go through it again and see whether you think, yeah, I've settled on it now. Give it another day to reflect. Keep going around that process, because eventually you will come to a point where you will feel at least that you're a bit clearer on where it is you want to go if you had no idea before. And at best you think, yeah, that's it. I know exactly where I'm headed. So once you've been around that loop a few times and you've settled on something that you want to follow, the next thing is to make a plan. And the first stage of making that plan is to set yourself a goal and break that goal into smaller steps. And for setting the goal itself, you need to remember to follow the SMART acronym, which is to be specific about what the goal is. Don't make it too broad. It could be that you actually get yourself a bit lost because the goal was actually too wide. That it's measurable, so you'd be able to see when you have made progress step by step, because you're able to say, yes, I intended to be able to achieve such and such, and you can tick that off. That it is achievable, that it's not unrealistic, and that there is a time frame to it, so you can set yourself little mini deadlines that within a week I want to be here, in a month here, 3 months here, whatever time frames are the most logical for what it is you're planning to do. If it's educational, it could be a 3-year degree, so we're past the first year to continue and then get to the 3rd year of a course, for instance, something like that. And once you've done that and you have that plan, then it's important to keep going back and then reassessing where it is you're at with everything. So then once you've done that, then the next thing would be to just keep continuously having a look at where you've got to with your goals, and if it needs a revision or you need to reassess, maybe your deadline was too tight on one certain area, just revisit, give it a tweak, and set yourself going on your plan again. And then all I want to say, the last bit, is there'll also be some things that might try and stop you on this journey that you've found. With all the best plan making and sticking to your deadlines, there can still be things that crop up. There could be constraints financially, or there could be something that you thought there were opportunities and they're not there. So things will need to be revised. And then the other kind of obstacle are internal obstacles, and these are things like the things that might come up that hold you back, like you feel in yourself that you may have some anxious thoughts, you may be suffering from anxiety, you may find that it's actually making you feel anxious. It's not as straightforward as just get on, make your plan and get going. It could be that a fear of something would hold you back, or it could be that you find it hard to actually make that first step and get started, and you spend time procrastinating. Other things could get in the way, like acceptance. Have you accepted that this is what you want to do, really? Or maybe you're being held back by acceptance of others. Maybe those closest to you think you're having a crazy idea and they haven't bought into it with you. That might be a struggle to get everybody on board. So there are just some of the topics I think it would be the next natural step for me to do my videos on. So I have a channel on YouTube. It's just Karen, but if you deal with the topics that I'm going to go through, then going forward after this one, I'll cover the different issues such as anxiety, procrastination, quietening your inner critic, acceptance. So look out for those too if you think that's going to be helpful. Thank you. Bye.